Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our third episode of Role Player Adventures, where we are going to move on from the first adventure, in the first storybook adventure of the campaign, to the second one. So in the first one we did, and it was relatively short and sweet and a lot of fun, we did the battle for Black Lake, or battle at Black Lake rather, where we snuck across the landscape through a knoll encampment, avoided some Dragul traps, and ended up at a small fortress where we blew the gates open and ran in to confront an ogre that was guarding a chest. Now, we tried to communicate with the ogre. We understood that he was having some sorrow over the fact that his side has lost, and he was there guarding this chest for no good reason, and many of his brethren died trying to complete this invasion. Meanwhile, Tarek, a agent of the king, had snuck up behind the ogre and killed it. And so there's some guilt around that. We have inherited a title called Rogue's Accomplice that says, "At Black Lake, your mission with Tarek Nowlin ended with the death of an ogre. The battle will not be forgotten, neither by the halfling nor the ogre's ghost." And why that's important is because I believe we made a moral decision, and I don't know that we made the right one. We allowed Tarek to kill the ogre instead of warn it. And we felt bad about that because the ogre was actually trying to communicate with us. Now, what he was saying was, you could go either way on that. He was saying, "Oh, so woe is me, I didn't get to kill all of you." But still, he was trying to communicate. That left us on we opened the chest then, found this artifact inside that we helped recover. Tarek put it in a bag of, I think it's called Dragolium or something like that. It was a jar that had some weird substance in it that showed other locations within it, and when it was out and exposed to the world, it was making the earth rumble and everything's really powerful. So we were recruited by Tarek, and he gave us a bunch of these bags, these chainmail bags made out of the same substance to contain other ones we come across. During that time, we went back and we visited with our commander. I think his name is Narek or Nazik or something like that. I'm going to get it out because I don't want to get it wrong while I'm recapping our story here. His name was Grick. No, General Grick and... See, I got it wrong already. Zalek. Commander Zalek. So Commander Zalek has sent us to... While we were supposed to go investigate some espionage or something in the city, he has instead sent the two of us, Aston Fletcher and Lorelei, I can't remember pronounce her last name, it's pretty hefty, Morvenna, to a village that is being attacked by a massive troll, and we're going to try and defeat that troll. That's my understanding. I have a feeling there's going to be a twist on it. So we have come to the countryside, which means I've set up the next adventure, and this is what we're looking at right here. So here's our character. Now I'm going to see where we're going to start. I'm not exactly sure. We might start... I assume we're coming down the road here. We're going to start at this farm. But in looking at the setup, it says we did all the setup pieces. So I'm just going to lay this on the table for a moment. And you can see the setup here. So we did that. We placed Taron's trophy, the adventure map out. That's what this one is right here. We put out the exploration XP. We got the party journal. Placed gold and party... experience. We didn't have any, so we did all that stuff because we spent it all. Yay! Got to spend all our stuff and get some new cards and things into our hands. We did update the character sheet. Got all that done, and then we placed the encounter tokens, and we filled each available space in the adventure map with a face down encounter token. There are 4 of them, and I don't know what order they're going to come in. So we're going to see what happens. And then we're going to read our adventure begins and see where we end up, right? So I have a feeling we're actually going to end up coming up from here at the town of Jolev, which is where we are trying to get to. So maybe we get there first, and then we have to explore around. So we're going to read that and see what that says. It says, "Your adventure begins. The Dragul invasion has ended, but your regiment marches north into the swamps where the Dragul continue to plot against Nalos. While your fellow soldiers head to battle, you have been sent to the halfling town of Jolev on order of King Taron to fetch the head of a giant troll. The coast here is lined with grassy bluffs and sandy beaches. A light breeze carries the smell of the sun-warmed sea. There is a slight smokiness in the air, and you recall with keen anticipation Jolev's reputation for producing the finest flavored ham in all of Nalos. Place your marker on location A. So we are going to go to Jolev. Jolev is a village. See it right here on the map. Little village there, and we are starting there. Then we're going to go to location A and see what happens. Now, this game has done a particularly good job with their keyword usage and how that works, and I really like the way that drives the story. It's very well done. So we are at A, Jolev. If you have the keyword Esther, we don't. If you have the keyword market, we don't. If there's an XP on the location, go to A1. Okay, well that's what we're going to do, or I guess that's A1. Otherwise, if there's no XP, so we're going to go to the next one. Otherwise, if there is an XP, collect it. So we're going to collect the experience off of that marker. I put it on our campaign tracker. And then we're going to continue reading. Standing alone in the town square, the mayor welcomes you to Jolev. Sorry for this humble greeting, he says, but everyone is in hiding. He gestures around and you see the boards cover the windows of every shop but the blacksmith's. Several second-floor shutters are cracked open so that the curious eyes can watch you. Thank heaven for the King's Guard, shouts the mayor, hoping his citizens will hear. We place our troubles in your capable hands. The mayor exits. Windows closed, the blacksmith's hammer rings out a lonely sound. As you cross the empty cobblestone square, you find an old staff sling. Reveal card, discovery card 93. We're getting stuff already, so cool. Already getting stuff. I love that. So we're going to reveal card 93. Let me grab that out of our discovery deck and see what that does for us. 93 is right here. Let's see what we do there. No, it's going to be a staff sling because it said so, but what does that actually do? 93 staff sling costs 0 in stamina, and we got a weapon. So I'm going to put that in our gear. We might try to use that on something. I'm not sure. Not quite yet. And it says if there is only one character in your party, there is not. There's 2. Right? So we are 2 characters. So we're going to continue reading. You interview the blacksmith Rose and notice that she wears a ring with an eye-shaped insignia. You recognize it as a mark of the Starlit Door, a secretive group researching the ancient mysteries of Nalos. Rose tells you that young Esther Dunagras has gone missing. Many fear that she was taken by the troll. The Dunagras farm lies along the western road. Esther was last seen at the beach in the east. Okay, so we get to reveal title card 12. Man, this is just launching right away into some cool stuff, right? New titles and all kinds of stuff. We're going to see what we get here. This is just for starting the adventure. We're in a good place. I love it. Okay, let's see. Of course, we're going to have to try out this sling, but let's see what we get here. Title, Smith's Hammer. Rose the Halfling Blacksmith welcomed you to Jolev and offered to sell you weapons in her shop. She wore a mysterious ring with insignia of the Starlit Door. Did she offer to sell us this stuff? That's fine. I'll take it that she did. She offered to sell us things. Oh, I'm nearly done here, she says. Come back later and I'll have something to sell. Okay, fair enough. So we revealed title card 12. Now we get to use an item. I mean, what the heck? We might as well try out this sling, right? It doesn't cost us anything to do it. It's going to be 93. It's going to be A93. Let's see what happens with A93. If we can find it there. There's a bunch of items in this one, it looks like, and there's a lot more to do. So we're going to go to A93. I found it. We're going to read that. We're going to try out the sling. Let's check it out. You look around Jolev to see if anyone is missing a staff sling. The blacksmith Rose just shrugs. Go ahead and keep it, she says. Okay, that's it. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. Well, we might as well move to another location, so let's put the book up for just a moment and see where we can go on the map. Okay, I put the skill book aside just for a moment to see what the map looks like. So we have a number of things here. We have the ancient chapel. We have these markers here. We don't know what they are. We have the Dunegrass farm over here. We also heard that this Esther Dungrass was last seen at the beach over here. We could head in that direction. The cool thing about that is this marker here. Now, what is that marker? Well, that is a marker, so it's green, that belongs to Aston Fletcher and is part of his personal story. So I have a feeling we should head that direction. So 2C, if you remember on our cards here, we haven't adjusted alignment at all at this point, which is interesting. But 2C was the very first thing. That means adventure to location C. So that's where the book is, and that's where his story is. I'd really like to kind of delve into that and see what the personal stories are like. So I'm thinking, now we could go any kind of direction here. I don't know if we beeline, the question is, do we beeline to the beach or do we head up to the farm first? I mean, we could go this way and across. I don't think that's terrible. We're going to have an encounter first anyway. So we are going to visit a new location, which means we're going to move to here, and we'll reveal this one. It is location number 2. So let's get the book out and see what that says. Try to make this a little less spoilery and cover up some of the things we don't want to read. So this is adventure. Now this is in the big book, the big adventure book, not in the scenario specific book for Terrence Trophy. And remember, there's many, many big, giant, thick books of storylines and adventures in here. So we have wandered up the road from Joleb just a little bit. We haven't gotten very far where we encounter this, whatever this is. So let's read it and see. As you make your way along a well-worn dirt road, you hear a cry for help from the distance. In the distance, you race to the sound and find a halfling couple pinned beneath an overturned cart. They beg for your help, saying that a group of bandits attacked them and stole their pony and all their gold. They identify themselves as the Dunegrass family. Dunegrass family. Well, we've already wanted to talk to them anyway, and mention that they are eager to get back to looking for their lost daughter. A few feet from them, you spy their weapons, an expensive-looking short sword laying on the ground. Please don't take that, they plead. It's the only defense we have. If you have any of the titles, Hated by Trolls, Trolls Foe, Trolls Folly, or Trolls Slayer, go to Adventure 2:16. We can assist the halflings and chase down the bandits. We can leave them and take their short sword. Okay, we are going to play good guys. So we could do something bad, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do this one. This is going to be, we're going to go to Adventure 2:7 now. We're going to assist the halflings and chase down the bandits. Okay, after freeing the dune grasses, you easily catch up to the bandits in a shallow vale among the hills. They outnumber you, and they are ready for a fight. Combat, gang of bandits, 1. So it's going to be gang of. That's going to be the trigger word there. Victory, you best them and place them under arrest. We'll see what that goes, and we'll see if we get defeated. So we're going right into a battle. Man, I can't wait. Let's get these bandits. Okay, here are our bandits. You can see that they're going to steal money from us. We don't have any, so that's not so bad. But they also are going to do quite a bit of fatigue if we're not careful. We got 4 spots there. They're also this. During the first round of combat, the combat dice limit is reduced by 1. Oh, that means we're only going to be able to play 2 dice in this first combat round, unless we can add dice by cards or something like that. So, oh, that's rough. So that means that's representing the fact that there's a bunch of them. We're outnumbered, and it's going to impede our progress. So we know that we need white, blue, and red primarily, okay? And we're going to take a bunch of fatigue if we let these go. So I do think we're going to get our 2 dice that we can get for free and see what we can do. So, well, not for free, rather, but that we get to choose. So we're going to use 2 wisdom cubes from Lorelei. Right there. On just maybe I just get 1 of each. Yeah, we're going to do 1 from each of us, so we're not building up too much stamina. So Aston will use his 1 wisdom cube as well. That'll give us 1 white die. And I think we can also do the same thing. 1 strength cube from Aston and 1 strength cube from Lorelei to get a red die. We have opportunities, I believe, to get blue dice with Lorelei, so I think this is a better way to go. And normally we draw another die. I'm looking for a red die. And here, there we go. A white and a red die. Now normally we would get another die, but we don't right now. And that sucks. So we're going to have to roll these and then start to figure out how we manipulate them. Now this is only for the first round of combat. So next round we'll do a little better. Oh, and I do need to get a marker cube out for our combat track. Now if we fail, it means we hit this time, we hit this time, we hit this time. If we haven't filled them up by then, it goes off the track. We lose. So we got to try and do what we can here. I think we can get this. We got a lot of ways to manipulate these colors of dice. Well, a 2, oh, that's perfect. Look, we already got that one covered. So we just have to figure out how to manipulate that 6 down to a 3. I'm going to look through Aston's cards here. Remember, we got some new cards for him. I can take a green and 2 red. Not helpful. A 3. Oh, look. A 6. No, it's a 3 to a 6. Ah, darn. So we do have, I think, it's a 5. So we need a 3. I thought I had it there, but nope, it's the opposite of that. We can re-roll nothing. Wanderlust, move any. Nope, we don't want to do that. We can get 2 red dice with banish. I don't think that's going to be helpful to us. Our sling, we can decrease a blue or green die, not helpful. Longbow, increase, not helpful. Turn a green. Okay, so right now, outside of his special ability, which we could use to do that, we don't. Aston can't do anything with that die. Now we already have 1 covered. That's good. Ancient Tome. This is not a red die. It's a purple die. We can take a 6 and turn it into color. We're fine with the red die if we can make it happen. Actually, I'd like to turn it into a blue die. Maybe that's better. But still 3. Again, 1 to 3, 2. We can't do anything with that. We can get 2 blue dice. That might be helpful. We might use that energy field right now. We can transmute. That means we draw a random die and make it a 1. Does that help us? It does not. And our Mystic Robes is a reroll. So let's start. I think we are going to start with. Now this is one that we're going to burn, but this is a big fight, so I think it's worth it. We're going to put that in our spent pile. It doesn't mean burn. It means we're going to get it back after we rest. And that's going to allow us to pull. We're not manipulating the red die yet, but we're going to get 2 blue dice out now. We need those for this check. So I'm always mistaken. Is that blue or purple? The dice colors? No, it's not. It's blue. But we could do any color on this 5 right here. So this might be helpful to us. Because it says white, it's got every color around the border of this. So here's our 2 blue dice. We're expending an energy field. Lorelei is blasting out an energy field to protect her and Aston from the bandits. What do we get? We get a 6 and a 2. Neither of those are particularly helpful. So that was her 1 card. Now remember, our card play limit is 2. So that means she has played 1. Now let me see if I can get these blue dice into what we need. We have some rerolls as well. Again, look at the things I can do. These are not helpful. I can't re-roll these. I can do this banish and get more dice, but I don't know if that's going to be all that great for us. Now I can manipulate a blue die or a green die up and down 1. So I have a 2. I could upgrade that to a 3 with the sling. No, I would upgrade it with the longbow. So I think we're going to play the longbow. Longbow just gets discarded. So we shoot our longbow at one of the bandits. That's going to turn this blue into a 3. And we now covered these 2. Those are 2 of the biggest ones. We're going to probably take some hits. I'm just trying to see if we can avoid it as much as possible. Now, if I could get that blue down to a 5, which I can by playing 2 cards both from Aston in this round, I can also then use the sling, the actual sling that I have in my backpack, to decrease a blue down to a 5. So we're going to do that. He's going to then... So he first shot with his arrow. He slung that on his shoulder, whipped out the sling, slung that at them. Now, I can also do this, spend 2 stamina from Constitution to return this to my hand. I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to get it back in a minute anyway. Okay, well, are we? I don't think we are. I might have to do that. But actually, I'm not going to worry about that too much, because that's going to allow us to mark this down to a 5. And we'll put it right there. Now we only have the one red, and there's not much I can do here, because unless Lorelei can actually do this, I don't want to burn. I don't want to burn her enigmatic wizard ability. It says return 1 stamina from your int attribute. She's got plenty. She's got 4 attribute row to supply to reroll any number of dice in the dice pool. Well, there's only 1. I mean, we got a round. We can do a round against this and just not deal with it and re-roll our dice. Now, we're not going to be able to pull the dice as many. Well, we still can. I think we're okay. I think we're going to leave it there. We're going to have to take some hits in these fights, right? I cannot manipulate this down to a 3. I could re-roll it, maybe. But does that help us? Well, I can't re-roll it. I don't have anything that will allow me to re-roll a red. So I can turn a 6 into anything, but that doesn't help us either. I wish we had... Okay, well, here we are. I think that's it. I may not have done this perfectly. You're going to tell me, I'm sure. Why did I only spend... Okay, 1... I think I made an error. Yeah, I did. This belongs over here. Okay, never mind. All right. Okay, let's continue with the fight. So we've completed our round. Now, if you haven't... Just to give you a quick refresher, so far we spent 2 fatigue each. That's not so bad. We got 16 in a combat. We already did a setup. We built our dice pool. We did the dice. We're here at the end of the round. Suffer counterattacks from uncovered dice slots. Okay. Then return the remaining dice from the dice pool to the dice bag and start a new round. We're going to apply the round track damage too, but that's going to be nothing this turn. So what we're going to do right now is each of us are going to take 2 fatigue. That doesn't come from our stats. That comes from the pool, the generic pool. So we're at 4 fatigue with Lorelei. She got hit a little bit there, took some damage after this fight. They got through her energy field, and that is also going to then apply to Aston. I believe that's correct. Again, I haven't done a lot of fights yet. I've only done one, so I just want to make sure. Suffer counterattacks. I don't know if we have to split that. I'm going to double check that in the rule book just to be sure I'm not splitting it up. Do we both have to take 2? I think so, but I'm going to check. Okay, well, here we are. So it is going to be, yes, so we take 2 each. So we're at 4 stamina right now from this one fight. And we're going to advance this 1, so when we cover that up, we would lose a gold, but we don't have any. I already took the 2 stamina, so that's it. We just have this. We're going to put that back in the bag. We're going to get to draw. Now this time we are going to get to pull out 3 dice. Now I'm going to look through my cards real quick before I draw dice to see if there's anything I can do to get to... oh wait, what's on the other side of a 6? I may have had a card to fix this before we take that damage. What's on the other side of a 6? It's a 1. Because I had this subvert, I could have flipped this over, from a green over to 1, but I don't see that as a good option. Yeah, that would, I'm saying then if I could have manipulated a 1 and, well, 1, 2, I can't, I couldn't have played enough cards. Yes, I could have. No, I already played 2 cards. So anyway, I could have done it if I had taken that route first. I would have covered this one, but then it would have impacted these. So we're okay. All right. A lot of thinking here with this dice manipulation mechanic. Now, again, this was only for the first round. So what do I want to do from a dice? I just need a red. I need red. I cannot get a red. However, we can get 3 dice. Do I just take my chances and see if we can manipulate them? I think so. I think we're going to take a chance. Let's think about this just a little bit more. Yeah, let's see what we get. We get 3 dice at random. I have a bonus play card still that I can do. We're going to be able to rest hopefully soon after this. Let's see what we get. So our first die is a white. I need a red. Come on now. There we go, a red. And let's see, we get our 3rd die. Now remember, we get a 3rd die this time. And another red. Oh, that is awesome. Okay. Okay, so this is going to help. We're going to roll these 3 dice. We need a 3, or at least the ability to get to a 3. Let's see, we got, well, we did not get a 3. It's amazing how you never roll what you actually need. It's kind of crazy. Do you have the ability to manipulate one? I do. If I use my hunter's ability, I can easily get that. But let's see. I need to get to a 3. What's on the other side of a 2, a 5? I don't, and a 6, right? So I'm not getting to a 3 there. I have a 2. Let's see. So I don't have any cards really from Hunter that are immediately easily going to get us there. I could do this, transmute, pull out a die and roll it, random die, mark it to a 1. Don't know if that's helpful. Turn a 6 into a red, not helpful. Turn a 1. Ah, there we go. Got it. Got it. Okay. So we're going to kill him right now before we move on. We're going to take this card. We're going to play Examine. I don't know why examining the bandits has helped us. Maybe we found a weak spot in the bandits. We're going to put that into Lorelei's discard pool. And that allows us to take a 1 and turn it into a 3 or a 5. Boom. There we go. So she examined him and went, you are weak. And somehow we figured out how to take him out with that. That is going to conclude our combat. We have defeated them. So what do we get now? First, gain the rewards on the covered dice slots. So that's all of them. So let's remove this and see. We're going to get 2 gold for this one. We're going to get 2 bandits have gold, of course, right? Makes sense. 2 gold for this one. A gold for this one. And 1 experience point for that one. And that is going to be the rewards we get. So we got some money now, again, to spend. That's good because we didn't have any. That's going to go into our gold pool, and then we have another experience point that we're probably going to have to use to recover some stamina. This is going to go back. We have defeated. We'll put this back in the conditions, and this guy will go back to the pool. We beat the bandits. Several of them, a gang of them in actuality. So then we're going to go back to our book, and we're going to see what happens when we defeat the bandits. Now, we also gain all the cards. So for Aston, that's going to be these 2 cards that were in his discard pile. They go back into his hand. And for Lorelei, that's going to be examined. Now, her energy field card, the big spell that she used, a scroll that she used to generate the energy field, is still in her spent pile until we rest. Okay, here we are. So it says Gang of Bandits 1. We did defeat them. You best them and place them under arrest. We're going to go to 2-9, which is right here. So we'll just move that over and see what happens with the bandits right up here. Even though the bandits are outnumbered you dispose of them quickly. You return to the site of the overturned cart and give the Dungrasses back their coin, but they have already gone. Gain 1 gold. Okay, we're just going to gain another gold. So we were going to give them back a coin, a whopping 1 gold. We got 5 from the bandits. Now we can rest. We are absolutely going to do that. So remember how rest works. So rest is pretty straightforward. We're going to, I think does it show it on this side? No, it's a skill check. Okay, so let's take a look at rest again. I'll just give you a refresher on that. We're going to first do a bunch of things. We're going to decide on spending an experience point to roll a die to recover stamina. We are definitely going to do that. We'll put that back in the experience pool. I will put this book aside for a moment while we do our rest action. So we have 3 here. So I spent 1 because we have 3 and 4. So we're likely to recover the majority of our stamina, and that is good. So let's see what we get here. We're going to roll this die. For Lorelei, we recovered all of it, so this just simply goes back into the pool. It doesn't go back into our stuff yet. For Hunter, we're going to roll 5. Man, nice. I want to leave these out because we're going to replenish some stuff. Okay, now that we've done that, we've revitalized our stuff. If we had used our bonus play token, we would put that back in there. We also then, Lorelei will gain her energy field back because we've rested. That is wonderful. And we have to flip this over, but we also are going to replenish our stats. So there's going to be 1 going back into here. We got 3 there, we're good. 1, so 1 in here. And then we're going to go back to Lorelei. We're going to put 1 in here for Lorelei, and then 1 in here for her. And we are back to complete and absolute health. It is wonderful. And then we're going to get on with our adventure. So we are at that space. We can now continue to move. We can move to the Ancient Chapel. We'll take a look at that. Just want to double check the rules on alignment to see if anything we did. That seems like something that would affect alignment right there, right? I mean, we just literally took out some bandits and saved some people. We gave them their stuff back. It seems like we'd be kind of leaning good at that point, but I don't see where that would be. I'm going to look at it again to see if that's something we should be looking at. So just a second. Well, nothing yet on the ability to move our alignment track. We're going to go try and be good people, though. So we're going to see how that works out for us. Anyway, we are here. So this marker is no longer on the field. It is gone. And we have a choice to make. We can head toward the Dunegrasses farm. I noticed we didn't get any keywords for saving the Dunegrasses, so we'll see what that does. I would have thought that we would have gotten something for that, but they just wandered on off and gave us the, we couldn't even give them back their money, but we didn't steal from them. I'm just going to double check that. It just seems like that would have given us some kind of keyword or something, right? So for defeating the bandits, but it doesn't look like it does. So okay, the Dungrasses just done up and left us. So that's that. Okay, so they're not going to appreciate it if we go to their farm, and they're not going to give us any more stuff. So I think what we'll do, why don't we, since we're on our way out, we're rested up, we're healthy, we could go to this ancient chapel and see what's up there. We know that the bandits were hiding out somewhere in these woods right here, so probably right over in here, I guess. So we have a choice. The road splits 3 ways. We can go a couple of different ways. I'm thinking, I just kind of like the idea of hitting up the ancient chapel. So I think that's what we're going to do. For our next, we're going to move to a new location. We can go right here to here and see what we get. Let's get out the adventure book and check out, what is it? Location B, the ancient chapel. Okay, B, ancient chapel. If you have the keyword discover, go to there. If you don't, if there's no experience on this location, go to there. Otherwise, collect the experience. There is one there. We're back up to 2. Yay. And then we get to continue reading. Ancient buildings of Nalos are held sacred by law. No trespassing is permitted and looters are imprisoned, so you are surprised to hear sounds coming from inside. Colorful splashes of light filter through the fractured stained glass in the chapel vaulted ceilings. A Durgolium bell hangs high above the marble altar which faces rows of stone benches. Surrounding the altar, you find a muscular gnome wooden mallet in hand, standing over a door in the ground that has no obvious lock or latch. You can see that the door is made of dergolium, just like the chest at Blackgate. The gnome speaks in a low voice. "Just in time," he says. "Give me a hand with this door." He has guts, inviting King's guards to help him loot an ancient tomb. The gnome stands to offer you his mallet, and as he does so, you notice a branded mark on his arm in the shape of an eye. It seems that he is a member of the Starlit Door. They're all over this place. Perhaps he can teach you the secrets of this chapel, or perhaps he's conspiring against the king's peace. We can arrest the gnome for trespassing. I mean, we don't know what he's doing yet, so I think that's kind of a silly move. I think we're going to offer to help him, which will take us to B3, which is probably right over here somewhere. There we go, B3. Uncover B3 and see what he says. Okay. The gnome smiles and hands you his mallet. "I knew it. Adventurers after my own heart. Gimlix is my name." We get the +1 with the starlit door. We were at 0, so now we're at 1 for the king's favor, 1 for the starlit door. He bows in the traditional gnomish greeting and steps aside. You bring the mallet down with great force upon the door, which rings out with a lovely tone. As the sound echoes across the chapel, you hear a faint resonance of the bell above. "Hear that?" says Gimlix. "Bell and door are both made of dergolium. The secret of one must lie in the other." If the player has the gray matter object card, we don't. Otherwise, we go to B8. So we're going to go to B8. Okay. Gimlix takes the mallet back and adds it to his pack with a sigh. "Sadly, no one knows how to make dergolium anymore," he says. "The closest thing we have is elvish silver, but even the elves can only produce crude imitations of work like this." Gimlix stands and shoulders his pack. "I have an appointment to keep in the Undercity. I leave this mystery to you. If you do solve it, look us up. You can tell anyone in my order that you know Gimlix as a friend." He shows you the branded mark on his arm once again. "The eye watches over us all," he says cryptically, then bids you farewell. Reveal title card 7. We're really gaining some time. Remember, title cards never go away, so I wonder how they impact us later in the game. That's going to be interesting to see. I've found title card 7. We'll see what we got here. A friend of Gimlix. At an ancient site in Jolev, you discover a gnomish member of the Starlit Door. Instead of arresting him, a king's guard should, we're going to pay for this, aren't we? You let him tell you about his quest to unearth powerful ancient artifacts. Well, the king has also instructed us to find powerful ancient artifacts, so I think we did okay there. So we can rest. We don't need to move that. We can use an item. I have the staff sling. We could give it a try. It doesn't cost us any stamina. I mean, why not, right? Okay, so we'll go to 93. I bet you there's something else that's going to help us. It's probably not going to help us right now. There's B93 right below us there. We'll just take that out. Okay. Ringing the bell seems like a good idea. You load your staff sling with a bit of rubble from the chapel floor and sling it at the bell. It makes a soft, pleasant note that vibrates the dergolium door, but the door does not open. Maybe it would work better if you had some other kind of ammunition. Okay, well, we don't have any other kind of ammunition, so I think it's time for us to move on. But to keep this episode in nice contained space, we're going to end it here. We have left the town of Jolev. We encountered some bandits and saved a halfling family, the Dungrasses, or Dunegrasses. And we went to an ancient temple where we met Gimlix, a gnome trying to uncover the ancient secrets of these ancient dergolium artifacts, just as we are. Now, that could, the King's Guard, we should have arrested him maybe, but I don't think so, because we are also on a quest given to us by Tarek, an agent of the king, to find these artifacts. So I think we're okay. In the next episode, we're going to make a choice. Do we head off to the Dunegrass farm, or do we head to the beach where we can try to see if we can locate their child? Either direction, I have a feeling, since there's probably some urgency around finding their daughter, before we go see them, we should head to the beach. So I think that's what we're going to do, but we'll figure that out in the next episode. Please, by all means, let me know if I made any particular errors that you need to address, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. And oh, by the way, if you're still here at the end, I got a notification that my second edition copy of Carnival Zombies is coming. I can't wait to get that to the table. It's such a great game. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.